So speaking of moments that didn't make it into the edit, was there anything that didn't make the edit that you wish audiences saw when you watched back?
Yeah, well, more dormitory stuff. So me and Leon, I don't know his number. So we went into the cupboards and found loads of socks and fitted loads of socks into different socks to make a really good ball. And he's a professional football freestyler. So he was showing us loads of tricks with it and stuff, and we're just going around in circles doing kicky uppies and stuff. And that was funny. So we played loads of games in the dorms that weren't shown. That's something I wanted to see more dorm stuff because we just had a lot of fun and stuff. They didn't really see. It's quite a serious show, and there's a lot of
Yeah,
funny stuff that happened that didn't get make it, which we are a bit gutted about, but it is what it is.
I think like the dorm life, obviously the show is about games, right? But I think the games would be intensified even more if the viewers really cared about relationships in there. And I think you would get that from more dorm shots like us. Like we had such good relationships with like Blake and Tommy and Pete and Jonty, but that wasn't shown. And I think if that was shown, then the games would be way more intense. People would be more drawn to characters and relationships like splitting up and stuff. I also think that a lot of my tactics weren't involved, and like, for example, I think I was portrayed to be the villain obviously from the start because I lost the game, and I think Netflix wanted me to be the villain and stuff, and so I remember a lot of kind of stuff that was missed out, like for example the jump tactic in
Yeah.
the pentathlon.
Hmm.
Like we were
Yeah, because
strategizing that
you were
whole
the
thing,
only
and
group that jumped.
yeah, like
Right?
the
Yeah.
whole thing was basically we were trying to walk together, we couldn't do it, and I was like, you know what, let's just try jumping. Everyone was like, what? Okay, and then we tried it, and it just like it worked so well to the point where we just got it ahead of the other team. So like that kind of like those kind of moments in the show, I think would have been good to have. Yeah,
It didn't fit the narrative though, isn't it? Of like, yeah, you're the bad guy. So they were like,
yeah, exactly that. So exactly
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it was even interesting how there were almost like multiple villains throughout. It's kind of like you were positioned as the first, and then they were like, then we were like, oh wait, 098 is a loud guy, so now he became the villain, and then it kind of moved over to, of course, 183, I think it
Yeah,
was, the
began.
millionaire, Stephen. Yeah,
Yeah,
then it was just him, and he just took the villain thing and ran with it.
yeah.
So it's just interesting when you think about the narratives and what really actually happens. You're speaking about some of the relationships that you formed in the dorms. I've always wanted to know, are there any romantic relationships that you witnessed? You don't have to say who.
Not that I knew of. I mean, I feel like it would have been a bit obvious. We would have heard word on the street, but no, nothing that we know about. No one.
Really? Yeah, I
Maybe,
don't think so.
maybe in the hotel. Maybe,
Mm.
like when all the O groups got back and they were like pissed off and drinking and thought, you know what, let's just send it kind of vibe. I don't know.
Nothing that we would have seen. Yeah,
What a
That's
romantic
my
vibe.
yeah,
Interesting. What happens in the hotel stays in the hotel, I guess.
exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Your lips are sealed. That brings me to the end of this conversation, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure that you hit thumbs up. And if you'd like to hear more big talk, if you're a fan of DMCs, that's deep meaningful conversations like I am, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button to get more from me and, of course, my wonderful guests. And until next time, see you in the next video.